How are you all doing today? Welcome to my channel. My name is T.AMA. There's the information right there if you're interested in checking me out on my Instagram. I don't do much there. I do everything here on Hype Tags. And that's right, this is Hype Tags. Hypetags.com is the website. I'll put that somewhere on this video, and go ahead and check that out if you guys are interested in Hypebeast stuff, clothing, Supreme, Palace, you name it. I have a whole bunch of assortment of stuff, and I am so behind on uploading items for sale. It's just because I'm helping out my family, but I'm still plugged in to seeing what's coming out. Supreme, blah 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 blah. All this Hypebeast fashion stuff is cracking off right now. I'm doing, I just did a comic book shopping the other day. I put a video up. That's my last video. There's toy hunting. I also got like packages to open up for you guys. There's like so much. But like I said, I'm helping out my family and I'm busy doing that. Basically, it's a family business and someone has to run it and be in charge there. And I'm actually been making them more money ever since I've been there week after week. I've been there 2 weeks. So far, so good. Every week, they're making more money for them. So it goes to show you got to work hard and have a different positive aspect, a point of view. Try to take things on in a good way. Positivity changes everything. All right, so getting to it, guys. What the is this? What is this shit, dude? EARTH2, EARTH2.io. All right, I caught wind of this just like a week or so ago. Guys, I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know. Supposedly it's a game. Some people are saying it's a scam. So people are saying it's just a game in development, which is basically what it is. It's a game getting developed. Now, I have a friend who's been pouring in money into a certain game, and so far they're still working on it. It's been many, many years. All right. Then there's cryptocurrencies like Cardano. That's something else. They've been working on that. It's been an idea, but it's actually coming to fruition. It's coming to life. You can buy this cryptocurrency now. There's a difference. So it could have been a scam, but no, it's actually coming out. It's on Coinbase, right? All this stuff. So this game, EARTH2, from what I guess, I'm not a pro. I'm just getting into this kind of information. I'm really new at this whole thing. I think it's only been out for not even a year, maybe about 6 months, because we're already the 3rd month in. So it might have came out in November, October, November, December, around that time. So people have been on it. People have been buying property, and this, let me get basically what it is EARTH2. So it's a copy of Earth in this game, and I guess it's supposed to be a game they're working on that's supposed to be where you can walk around everywhere, kind of like GTA, do things, buy things, drive around, but it's not a game. Well, it's going to be mapped just like Earth, and I'm guessing the rainforest, gold mines, Hollywood, all this stuff. So right now, everything is tiled out into these little tiles, the whole entire planet. And it's kind of like Google Earth, Google Maps. So you can like use that to look for your spots that you might want to buy, your own home or whatever, and you can like locate and match what you want to buy, right? You could buy land, like if you want to buy Mount Rushmore, cool. You can go ahead and buy it. You could buy the tiles. Now, if somebody else owns it, you can buy it from them if they have it for sale. If they don't, then you're just out of luck. So this is a lot of people are saying, there's some people saying that this is like a fine line because we just don't know what the heck this thing is. Honestly, a lot of people are still just kind of going along with it, don't know or don't trust it, who knows. But people are saying the scammy. We're going to talk about the scammy stuff. People are just saying that you're going to keep feeding your money in, right? And they'll just never pay you. So if you buy land and they say the land value goes up, you spend $100, it goes up to 10,000. You're like, oh, I want to cash out, sell it. So supposedly there might not be any cash to come out. I don't know if some people are getting their money. Some people are saying it's the whole pyramid thing where in the beginning people are cashing out because there's still money available for the people who want to take out, and they're testing it. But in a year from now, there might not be any more money, and when people want to cash out, if there's some kind of crash or something, there might not be money for these people to cash out because these values are going up and up and up and blah blah blah. So that's like the worst end of it being a scam, and you lose the money that you're putting in. Now that's exactly where I'm getting to next. Yes, you actually put money into this game. So right now it's just a website from what I noticed. So it's just a website. It's like a whole Google Maps. You start your account, you can deposit real money with your credit card, debit card, or whatever. And with that money, you can go and use your e-dollars, right? And you can buy on this Earth. So you can literally Google Maps, whatever you want, if the tile is available, or you can do 100 tiles, like a big square or whatever, and you can buy it. And then it becomes yours. They give you the deed and all the stuff, your email confirmation. It's legit, it's done. You own it. You can keep it. You can put it for sale for more. You can wait till the land in the whole country like raises in value as more people are getting into the game. So it's really interesting. Now I'll tell you guys, it sounded super interesting to me, and I was like, what the hell is this crap? I'm like, buy your own house, like kind of like get in like on the land grab. You know, back in like old school, think about like old America days whenever they were moving west and they were trying to do the land grab and get as much land as they could. Then eventually, you know, the gold rush and everybody moved over to where the gold mines were at, you know, trying to get their, you know, fortune. So this is kind of like the same thing. So people are trying to get all their properties. Now, I'll tell you guys, I'm taking this as a huge risk. I'm expecting me to lose all my money. If I put in $100, I'm expecting that it's not going to come back. Okay, so I started with 20, right? So I put in more than that, of course. This is my recommendation, guys. It is, I'll tell you, it is fun as hell. It is fun as hell. Now they're gonna do releases of certain countries over time. So some countries are locked away. You can't buy them. Now, if somebody owns property in that locked away area, that's some error or whatever, some glitch or some old stuff that they're gonna take that away if they're gonna do this whole, you know, country lock and sell, you know, make it available on a certain day. They just did Dubai in the United Emirates. So there was a whole countdown, and then the countdown ended and all these people tried to buy at once. The website crashed, and then it came back up and crashed and came back up and crashed, and it was acting really slow after that. And then most of the Dubai stuff, all the good stuff it just disappeared. Of course, you know, everyone's like, oh, fraud, it's a scam or whatever, because, you know, all the shutdowns. So some people got land, some people didn't. So that hiccup is over, because you got to understand, this is a brand new program, brand new game, brand new everything. So these guys are new to it, and they weren't expecting such a huge demand and a rush. This has been blowing up. I'm making a video, so these videos are coming out of nowhere all of a sudden about EARTH2, and you know, and people are talking about it. There's a code. The only thing you can do to get some kind of money, I guess, from, you know, referral code. There's a referral code. You could tell your friends and your family and people, and then you get something, they get something, and then they can give you your code. And when you buy, you use their code. So, I might put my code at the bottom. It's not really a big deal. I might not do it depending on my time. But anyways, that's a referral code, so you can make like $5 or $10. It's not really a big deal. So getting back to it, I put in the $20, and I started searching around. And then I all of a sudden, right now, as I'm making this video, or when I made my first purchases, one tile in the US is like $52 and change. And I was like, yo, this ain't no cheap. This ain't cheap. I'm like, I thought this was like where you could buy a whole bunch of stuff for like $5. You know, like a whole state for like $5 or $10. Now, there might have been a time when the game just opened where you could have bought a whole lot for cheap, but it's just that the sales have been going, the property has been selling so often, so much, that the value in the States has risen to about the 52. I think it's like $56 now per tile. So you want 4 tiles, you're talking a little over $200 in the US. Then you go over to like Brazil, and they're like $3 a tile. Okay, so this is where you start searching. There's some places where the tiles are only 50 cents. And I think there might even be places where the tiles are like still like 10 cents. But you got to understand, nobody wants to go there. And then the idea behind EARTH2 is that I guess where there's going to be money, because this, I always talk about like flipping things, selling things to make more money. Kind of why I collect like the clothing and stuff and I resell the clothing is to make more money. All right. So that's the whole thing, you know, you get this stuff and you try to flip it. Anyways, that's the whole trick is you want to get places, you know, that will draw attention. So if you're going to imagine AR and VR, virtual reality and augmented reality. So in this game, let's talk 5 years in the future or 2 years in the future, everyone's playing all these VR games. You can play EARTH2 with your VR, and now you go to like the Hollywood sign in Los Angeles, and it doesn't say Hollywood anymore because somebody bought it and they changed the name or something. And you're like, oh, what the heck is this? So you can see it on your goggles and walk around this whole new world. But I guess the terrain's going to be the same. So if your house is on the hill and you go to your house, there's the hill. And you're like, oh, look, you got to go up the hill. You go up the hill and boom, there's that. But if someone beat you to buying it and they put a quickie mart or something, you know, or who knows, they might make a whole theme park like Mega Magic Mountain, whatever the heck, they Hype Tags Ranch, you know, and it's the size of like half of California or something, or half the, whatever, you know, you can buy a whole country somewhere that's super cheap. So what I'm getting to is like, I'm bouncing everywhere. The point is that you can buy land. The idea is get like, if you want to like have the value raise up, you want to get some cool spots. Maybe, you know, if you know a beach with a view or a beach house, your friend's house that has the most amazing view, you can buy it before they buy it. Then what if they're not even into the game? So you can basically own your friends' homes. And later on in the game, supposedly you can go and you can own that home or build on that land, whatever you want, and you would virtually have that view, I'm guessing. So who knows? This is just so interesting, confusing. But why I'm so excited about it, because it's actually fun. It's actually fun because you're like sitting there and you're like, oh, I want to get this land. You're like, oh, and you think about like, oh, what about the football field? Yeah, the football field. You go to the football field and you're like, damn it, someone already bought it. And then you're looking like, can I get like a corner or a part of it? So like if there's some mega, so you got to think these sort of complex to where like, if there's a soccer field or a football field, will there be virtual football games played on there? And I guess what they're talking about, there's going to be a lot of advertising as well, right? Like everything has ads. So I'm guessing if you're watching the football game and you own that section, you can charge Adidas for running a little virtual ad on your section because you actually own it. So you can get money, or you could just sell that piece of the stadium that you own for whatever, 5 grand, 10 grand, 50 grand, whatever the market value is at that time. So there's a lot of complex things to think about. And then there's other levels to the game that they're starting to implement. So they're going to have this thing, I guess, where you can collect resources. So that's where I'm guessing, like if you own some forest land, rainforest land, gold mining or oil land, you know, forest is for like trees and stuff like that, whatever, things that you can make fuel with, or obviously do production with, knock down the trees and make paper and blah, 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 right? So that's going to be part of this world and the setup. So that also makes you start thinking, all right, well, what kind of land do you buy? Do you buy Amazon rainforest where it's kind of cheap and you can buy a chunk of it and then later on try to make a profit? Do you go buy beach land, you know, somewhere nice and spend the big money and you buy a chunk of, you know, part of like some Florida, Miami beach or something like that and then sell it later? So you will be surprised how much stuff is already bought and how many people already beat you to that idea. So that's where it's kind of fun. It's like, oh man, they beat me. And then you think of some other crazy city and you go over there and you might get lucky. I've got lucky and I found some stuff like in a couple of towns where I used to live that I remember that were kind of nice, and no one's buying up right there. So things could change, you know, as the days go on, it's getting more popular. Anyways, guys, I made this long enough. My high suggest, if you want to goof around, don't expect getting your money back. Expect it to be gone, like you're going to the casino and you taking $200, $300, $400 with you, and you had fun for a little while, but you just had no luck, and you come home and you're empty-handed, right? But you had fun. Same thing. This fun could extend though, because if you're buying properties and you can watch the value go up and down over the days and weeks or months that you're holding on to this property, you can maybe even sell it for more and keep the money in the system. Instead of cashing out real money, you can leave it in the game and buy more property and just have it circulate in there. So you can do all that stuff, but just imagine that money is gone. And my next recommendation is, it's sad to say, but I would suggest, if you're going to go for it, a fun time would be $500 to $1,000. Trust me. Because you go in there with 20 and you end up with a couple of squares, a couple of tiles, and you're like, that's it. You're like, oh, and then you think about another place and you're like, and it's not that easy. You can't just sell the stuff that you bought. So you got to be careful. Because what if someone doesn't want to buy your property right now? So it's like, if you buy some piece of desert, there might be nobody at all that wants that piece of desert. And you're going to be stuck with that piece of desert forever. You can't sell it back to the game. So these are things that you got to be aware of. Whatever you're buying, it's yours, and it might be hard to sell it. You might not ever sell it. That's why your money could get lost forever, or there could be a complete scam or a hack or something. This is very brand new stuff, cutting edge technology. Now, so like I said, I was surprised that I was gonna have so much fun. All of a sudden I put in 20, right, and then I was like, oh, but I went to the United States and I was like, a tile costs $52. I'm like, how am I going to buy the whole town? That's like 3,000 tiles. 3,000 times $52 is a whole lot of money that I don't got. And I'm not going to spend on that game that I have no idea. You know what I mean? Just doesn't make sense. People are buying chunks of stuff at 5 and 10 grand and beyond. People are. Now, people playing the game were around 300,000, 500, maybe up to 500,000 users. So not that many, 300 to 500,000 users of people like goofing around, looking at land, trying to buy and sell stuff. There are a couple, you got to do your research, guys. Look for videos. There are some scams out there, people trying to sell you junk property. So be careful. And this is just starting. So who knows what else is going to come out in the development, what other features, the fact that we're going to be able to, get resources from the land, which would be, I guess, trees or oil and gold and gas and air and river, water streams and natural water. And who knows, like all this stuff is going to be, I guess, implemented into this game. So it's just in the beginning stages, guys. It's very risky, but I like getting in on things like this right now because it's the cheapest, it's the easiest, and I get to learn more at being in it in the beginning. So if I lose out on money, I can give you guys my experience and my tips. If I end up making money, at least I have more trust in the system, and I can either invest more or spread the word about how it's just more reliable. Right, this is going good, or I don't know, guys. I don't know. Right now, I don't know what's up with this. Like I said, it's a huge risk. Don't spend your money on it. Don't do it. I had fun. Like I said, I put in 20. Then I bought a couple of cheap things somewhere. I'm like, no, this ain't right. I gotta buy something in the States. So I ended up putting in some more money. Then I got something else, and then I was like, no, I gotta do. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, and I gotta do. Oh, boom, I put in more money. And then they're like, oh, Dubai's gonna release. And I was like, oh man, I gotta have money ready for Dubai so I could buy some prime land while it's cheap, because it's gonna sell out and it's gonna raise in price, which it did. So I did that, and then I was like, later on, I was like, oh man, rainforest, I gotta get some. So I kept on putting in money. I've stopped. Trust me, I stopped. I got a lot of stuff that I wanted. I got a couple of deals. I made a couple people happy. I just did some silly stuff. And then I'm set with my property right now. I'm not going to put in another dollar. In fact, I've already raised up. I think I made about almost 100. The other day I made thousands because of this fluctuation. But it comes back down like the stock market, right? So, but I'm still in the positive. So I'm about $100 up. No big deal. It's just $100. It's not gonna make me get retired. I'm not gonna be retired on those $100. So I'm just gonna let it ride in the game, gambling, and we're gonna see where it goes, guys. And that's like I said, that's it. You're gonna have fun if you put in like up to $500, and then you won't question things. If you want to buy stuff in the U.S. that's expensive, you can buy 4, 9 or 10 tiles with that $500-600, which you'll get a nice little chunk of something. With 10 tiles, you can get like a whole building or whatever. Now, if you get $1,000 to play with, you could do a whole lot. Buy stuff all over the world, and you'll enjoy it. Oh, let me get some of these, some of that. I was limited, and I kept on like adding in increments, and I'm like, dude, if I knew I was gonna do this is why I'm making this video. If I knew I was gonna spend, let's just say, $300 or $400 or $500, if I knew I was gonna do that little by little, I would have just put in the $300, $400, $500 to begin with, and it would have changed my whole aspect on the thing. I would have had more to play with at the beginning, so I would have bought more in the US, or I would have had more accessible to buy a whole bunch of tiles in a cheaper continent or cheaper country. So these are my tips to you guys. Keep these things in mind if you're going to mess with EARTH2. So like I said, it's a risk. You're going to lose all your money. Don't expect it to come back. If somehow you get money back, congratulations. I'm not in that part yet. I'm not cashing out. I'm just testing this out. I wanted to make this video for you guys just because we got to spread the word a little bit. I want you guys to check it out and have some fun. And I just wanted to drop it, that I'm messing with EARTH2. And it seems fun. It's like it's a little exciting. It's kind of exciting, guys. And now I'm just waiting. Right now I'm just waiting. I wanted to make my video for you. I ain't a pro. It's just what I've gone through personally. And if you're going to mess with it, do your research, watch your videos, check out the website. You can go ahead and look at all the land and the prices and everything before you sign up. So, which is cool. So you can get to pretend shop and stuff. And then you'll see if you might find something and be like, oh my goodness, for $10? I'm like, oh, I can get this for $10? Might as well. It seems like fun. I'll put in $10 and then I get to say that I own so-and-so's house. Like, I was going to buy a police department. I still can buy a police department. I know exactly which one I want. So I'd be like, yeah, I own that police department now. It's just like, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of fun. You want to own somebody's something, your enemy, your parents' home, and be like, ha, I finally own it. Or whatever crazy hospital, something. You want to own part of a beach. You want to own, part of Rosarito Beach. Go for it. You can actually do it. So that's what I'm saying. It's actually fun. So, but my recommendation, if you're going to go for it, do your research and understand why I'm saying $500 would be a chunk that I would recommend you deposit to play with that. If you're going to be if you're a baller gambler, start with something like $500 because then you'll understand. If you got more, then go up to 1,000, and I chill out right there because that's a lot of investing on a big unknown, a big risk, but it is fun. It's fun. All right, guys, this is your boy T.AMA. Hypetags is the channel, and hypetags.com is the website. And that's it, guys. I'm done for the evening. It's 10:40 on Wednesday. Tomorrow, oh snap, tomorrow's the Supreme drop. Anyways, I didn't like too much of the stuff. I like the camera that's coming out tomorrow, but I think I liked it at $40, and I did not like it at 60-something bucks. So I think it's going to be about 60-something, tax and shipping. We're talking about an $80, $90 camera. I mean, some people get it. It's cool. I was going to, but I thought it was going to be $20. And then it went to 40. Now it's 60. It's just too much for me. I bought my EARTH2 tiles. So if I didn't buy EARTH2, I probably would have been able to do it. No. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today or tonight. And stick around for whatever video comes out, whatever I have time for. This is going to be a quick one. I can edit this real quick and get it out to you. And that's it. Peace out, everybody. Once again, it's your boy T.AMA for Hypetags.